Good morning.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Good night.
Can't remember what song that was. I must have played it on. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, how are we all? Sorry, we're a little bit late. My wife and child went off to Belgium this morning quite early, so I thought, oh, I'll go back and have a bit of a kip, and then I switched the alarm off. So yeah, I apologise for that. Welcome, Simon. Welcome, Eugene. How are we?
Good, thanks, mate. Yeah, makes a change from me being late, doesn't it? And then having technical issues. Let's hope Kev's able to sort his out and join us. Yeah, really good. Thanks. It's another Spurs day, another Spurs win. Looking forward to it, which we'll get into. But yeah, it's all good here in the northeast, sunny northeast of England. Good
stuff. Very, very glad to hear it. And Eugene, how is it in Kuala Lumpur? 75 degrees, 100% humidity.
Okay, are we talking Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius, yeah.
Celsius. Give us Celsius.
If it's Celsius, then we're about 35 degrees here. Humidity is it's going to rain again. Yeah, it's projected to rain. Right. So yeah, welcome to Malaysia. Yeah, all can say that.
Hot and wet, just how I like my work. Anyway,
God, it's started already. Bloody hell. Oh, excuse me. Okay then, guys. Let's get on to the subjects at hand and go back to a very nice Sunday.
Man United. Look at that. I mean, that makes for beautiful reading, doesn't it? Look at that.
Yeah. Long may it last, right? Yeah, Ten Hag in.
So the lineup: Vicario, Porro, VDV, Romero, Udogie, Kulu, Bentancur, Maddison, Johnson, Solanke, and Werner, with Spence, Dragusin, Berval, Moore, and Sarr coming on. So what more can I say apart from easy, 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 easy?
It's so good. So good. And everybody played out of their skin, didn't they? Everybody, like the individual players, they did the best at what they're good at. You know, Sarr was absolutely everywhere, like winning balls. Udogie was just disrupting them when they had possession and just basically bullying them out of possession. My man, Porro. Did you see how good he was? Did you see? Big up the Porro. Did you see how good he was? I mean, he managed to whip in every single cross was a dangerous cross. But when he cut inside, he did a little 1-2, and then he cut inside and he shot with his left foot, and it hit the post. Just like and it was so quick. None of the Man United players had time to react. The keeper was rooted to the floor. If it was just 2 inches to the right, it would have gone in. It would have been goal of the season. The man is incredible. Like, and no one beat him down at right back either. Oh, the man is amazing. And even Werner, I know you're probably going to criticize Werner because I know some people are, because he had a couple of, was it 1-on-ones with the keeper?
Yeah. And
should have put them away. He should have put, in just 1 or 2. He should have put them away. And he didn't. And yes, he should have done. And that's what he's there to do. But even so, like, and again, I know I'm the resident optimist, but he got into those positions. He made that space for himself, and that's a really good thing, you know.
Yeah,
that's true. Right. And
are you with us, Kev?
Kevin.
Is there anybody there?
Hello.
Sorry, Kev. Bit of an echo. Yeah.
So, honestly, guys, right? That game, I guess we showed if we do what we do, right, we will get the correct results coming out. And guys, before that, let me say, right, guys, those who are watching on Spurs Vision TV, please go over to RickyVillaTV, give him a smash and like and subscribe, right? Bring up his subscribers for me, please. Thanks, guys. Right. For what I'm going to say is that we did what we had to do. We pressed them well, and somehow or another, they seem a bit disjointed, right, at this moment in time. That's why I keep saying Ten Hag in. Yeah, long may it last.
Well, over the last few years, we've seen some bad Man United teams. Ever since Fergie left, it hasn't. You know, they're still one of the biggest teams in the world, but Gordon Bennett, they really haven't been performing. That team last Sunday, there's no wonder that there were pictures of disconsolate Man United fans sat in the stands about 15 minutes after the end of the game. That was bad. And
that was because no, Jens, they were sat in the stands for 15 minutes because they were enjoying the leak in the stadiums. They're watching the waterfalls and all that.
Having a shower, yeah. I'm not sure they're allowed to take a shower gel or shampoo in there, but I suppose if they don't shower, then they don't use the stuff anyway.
And I said in the preview that the only player I was really worried about was Bruno Fernandes, and then look what happened.
Yeah.
What do we think about that red card? Because I think it's a reckless challenge.
Mm-hmm.
He slipped a little bit, but it's still a reckless challenge. And I feel like it was a little bit harsh. I think a strong yellow rather than a red. I think.
Yeah. I think everyone's saying that. He slips, etc. You raise your foot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what was reckless. That's the reckless challenge part of it. If he hadn't gone in at that angle at that height, then and actually, if he hadn't slipped, it would have been much worse for Maddison. So, it's a case of you reap what you sow. You fly in like that, you're going to get at least booked. So,
Yeah, but the thing is that it's weird nowadays that I've seen a couple of times that where VAR should intervene and they don't, right? So I really explained it to Simon earlier in the back room, right? So it is what it is, and it's rescinded now. So we move on. Yeah, it's been rescinded.
Really?
The news came out yesterday. Yeah, they rescinded that red card. So so we can just put it as it is. At this moment in time. Whether it benefited us or not, I'm not sure, because when I felt we played better with 11 men against 11,
definitely,
right? At a certain period of time, and when they lost Fernandes, we were like lost for the last 10 minutes or so. We were like didn't know what to do. And then but at least in the second half we came up and got that second goal. Yeah, it was a brilliant goal by Decky, right? Even though the cross coming in from Brennan Johnson was a bit lucky, you can call it. It deflected off a defender, right, and fell straight into the path of Decky. So, and to tell the truth, right, that goal is not an easy goal, right? He was mid-air with his foot sticking out, and he put past the goalkeeper. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But I'd like to say just for all of the people who dislike him and think he's a waste of money, etc. There's only one Brendan Johnson.
No, I really said this, right? A lot of streams, right? I've rescinded my Brenda call. Right? For the moment, right? I will call him, and it's not Brendan, it's Brennan.
Brennan.
Oh, is it? Oh shit! Sorry. I'm sorry, Brendan.
There is only one Brendan Johnson, but it's got nothing to do with Spurs.
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, anyway, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. 5 and 5. It's,
yet again.
Yeah, 5 and 5. Yeah.
Yet again, his finishing. That it seems to be almost like a copy every single time I watch a game and he scores. He's coming in from the right hand side and he passes the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah,
accuracy, and that's a key thing that's been missing from his game, which is why he's had criticism. I mean, I'm talking about constructive criticism and righteous criticism of him in the past couple of seasons. It's because he's been inaccurate and he's been weak on the ball. So he now has obviously practiced like you should do, and he gets, not only does he get the shot more accurate, but it also he shoots quicker. He doesn't take that extra touch, and it's made massive difference. Clearly,
and Simon, what I've seen nowadays, right, whenever he gets the ball, right, he doesn't blast it over the top. He's on low. That's why I think that's working for him now, right? If he goes low, if he's accurate, it will go in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've seen him so many times last season. When he got that ball, he blasts it over the top. He gets that in that, it's that same position, that same angle, but he blasted it. But now I think maybe he's getting his,
Long mate.
Yeah.
Kev!
Hey, no echo.
Bonjour, Kev. How are we?
Rattled because I'm on the iPhone, as I said, but I don't know why. I think StreamYard's after bugging me up. I think that's what's done it. I think the StreamYard app has got into my computer and it won't let me unload anything. I don't know. I'll get my boy to look at it.
Yeah. Good idea. Yeah. But pleasure to see you, mate. You're looking well. How are you feeling? How's the neck?
I'm not too bad. It's stiff, but I'm all right. I got the doctors on Tuesday, Wednesday. I can't remember now.
I was asking about the neck, Kev. I know it's stiff.
See, I wonder if Jens will let that one go. No.
Never change,
eh? So we were just talking about started to talk about the Man United game.
Yeah, I heard all that.
And Brennan. Sorry, Brennan's goal.
Yeah.
Eugene was saying how he thought we played better when they had 11 men than when they had 10.
Probably, because 10 men are always going to try and come back at you, and somehow try and retrieve something,
Yeah. Or part of us. Yeah.
Especially when it's Spurs, because they know we've got that fragile mentality. I'm afraid to say, we can be 3-0 up when we're never safe, and a lot of teams know that, So we've got to get rid of that somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah.
No, Kev, we've been through it, right? 3-0 up at Old Trafford, you remember what happened? Right.
Yeah.
So we've got all this PTSD in us. And I was watching that. I was doing a watch along for that match, right? In a mamak restaurant we call it in Malaysia, right? So so the whole show, right? I was going, I'm still not confident yet. Even with 10 men playing against 10 men and we were 2-0 up, I still feel uncomfortable in this position because the only thing is I fear that if they get one in and our heads drop, right? We've seen that before, right? Yeah. And the only thing I would give kudos to Ange in that game, in this MU game, is that we sat back against 10 men.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Well, that's
strange, wasn't it?
That's the thing. It's like, and I hope you guys can see the difference now. Like Ange is getting the players to play how he wants. Last season, to quote the great Eugene, we would just have played horseshoe football. In that scenario, just pass it backwards and forwards. Nobody was able to create anything. Maddison, if he wasn't injured, would be on and would just be part of that horseshoe. Now, completely different. Completely, it's like all that got creativity all over the place. And look at Kulu now. Like he's created more chances. More chances in that game than anybody since for like 20 years apparently for Spurs in the Premier League. So in one game, so everybody seems to have found their niche. I'm going to put this out there now, right? See what you think it is. I'm a bit worried to see if Son is actually able to come back from injury because where's he going to play?
He's still club captain, isn't he?
I still think he'll get in over Werner.
Yeah.
I still believe.
It was said tongue in cheek, absolutely. But
no, but then again,
Jens, Etta, the tea lady, will get in over Werner. I'm not even saying Mikey Moore, right? So we're just going to put the tea lady in there. She'll do better. Right.
What you mean, Gladys? Yeah, she's good.
Gladys. Oh, I forgot the other one. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Doreen.
No, it's Ethel, Gladys, and Doreen. But nobody drinks tea anymore. That's the problem.
Yeah, but Doreen's better with her head.
Oh.
Hello.
Is that why Kev's stiff?
Oh dear. What?
It's a family program.
Come on, guys. We're only 15 minutes in.
Oh dear.
I was young and innocent before I started doing this pod,
Yeah.
You lot are corrupt.
Shut up. You grew up in High Wycombe, mate. No chance.
And Ethel's got it in the box, yeah? I'll get in and around the box, yeah? What you like?
Shocking.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
No need to double entendres on here.
For now. Okay, and then Solanke, his goal. Discuss. Nice poacher's goal again.
Yeah.
Was it already going in? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
You don't
Because
think so?
there was a defender there beside him when he poked it in. So if give kudos to that, right? I think that was because after we made the changes, I think Bergwall came on and Papesar came on, right? So that corner was actually created by the youngsters, guys. You know, Bergwall swung in the corner, Papesar flicked it on, and Dom was there just to poke it in. And if he didn't poke it in, if I'm not mistaken, there was a Manchester United defender behind him. So
I
it
don't
wouldn't
think
have
there
gone
was. I don't think it was. I thought it would have hit the post. I think. So same difference. You know, he would have been there if he hadn't slid in and then tapped it in off the post. So, you know, fair play. You know, but that's what we need. I said this 2 weeks ago. You know, we need that kind of striker, the old kind of Gary Lineker thing of like getting hold of the ball once it's in that penalty area. You can't get it off him. Likelihood is he's going to tuck it away, even if it's a tap in, even if it's blasting it in the roof of the frigging net from 7 yards. It doesn't matter. We haven't had that before. Now we've got it. We have, obviously, with Harry Kane and stuff, but now we've got that back. It really kind of completes that puzzle. And I think Solanke has been like the key to unlock everybody else. Now everybody else is confident. And I think the reason for the, like, subconsciously or consciously, the reason for the horseshoe play that we've had in the past is because you, as a player, if you're there, you think we've got nobody in there to get in that final bit there in the penalty area who I want to pass to, that I'm confident will turn around and hook it in. And now we have. So they start playing more creatively. So Solanke, I think, is massively underrated at the minute. Well, I say underrated. He's just got the England call up, hasn't he? So
yeah, exactly. That's rather nice for him, I think.
I know it's only like the Nations League or whatever, but you know, still good.
Well, Maddison didn't get in, did he? So
yeah, I think with Maddison not getting in, I think Lee Carsley, the interim, hopefully full-time England manager, I think he's got a specific way of wanting to play, and I think there's just too many people in Madison's position that have been playing recently.
Many midfielders, right? In that
not
position.
fair to them to chuck them out and put him in. I mean, I would, because it's only the Nations League, so who gives a fuck anyway? So, but obviously Lee Carsley is probably told you have to give a fuck about the Nations League for some bizarre reason.
But Simon, right? The Nations League, right, is the Carabao Cup for us, English fans.
Yeah.
It's still a cup, right? It's recognized, right? No. We need to win something, especially.
I think it's also interesting because with the Nations League, it's actually something that you can win and you get promoted and relegated, rather than just having the friendlies where no one really.
Yeah, it is better than that. Yeah.
Non-competitive.
Yeah. No, I quite like the Nations League, to be honest. I think it's interesting. I mean, the Danes have done pretty well in it over the last few seasons. We beat the French, and it's been exciting for us. Maybe it's not so much for the bigger nations who are aiming for the European Cup and the World Cup, but for the smaller nations like us, it's kind of enjoyable. We get to go up against the big boys, and here we go again. Take them up the back passage and give them a good.
And there's the back door entrance, right?
Here we go again.
Give them a bit of a poke, Anyway, shut up, Jens. Right. So, what are we saying? Man of the match.
Poirot! I mean, let's be honest, right? If he wasn't playing, well, first of all, they'd have scored at least one, because they kept trying to go down that left wing, and he just stopped them, blocked every shot, every cross, intercepted every ball. And, I think with him being early on, really up for it, and just being quicker than everybody else down the right, pushing forward, and nearly scoring that amazing goal, whipping in all those crosses, I think that fires everybody up. It does every game, but I think in this particular game, it fired everybody up. And the amazing thing about Porro, right? I think we've given man of matches before. I think in the Carabao, I can't remember who we gave it to. I think probably Johnson. I went for Brennan. but he came off like 74th minute, whatever. Porro could go for 90 minutes. Porro could go for 180 minutes. If they were to extend the game to 3 hours, he would not need to be subbed. He's like the Duracell friggin' bunny on steroids. He's incredible. And, he made that game. I think he is just the backbone for the entire game. Front, back, he was there. He was linked in with every single goal. And you ever see the celebrations? I don't know what SAR's celebration was all about, but every single celebration we do, he's there. He's the first one there with the biggest smile on his face, giving him a kiss and everything. Love the man. Anyway, somebody stop me going on about Porro.
I'd like to say that you posted 6 days ago. Great performance all round. If it wasn't for the post and deflections, we might have hit double figures. Johnson, man of the match for me.
Yeah.
Change your mind.
Well, yeah, I changed my mind because I'm a big fan of not giving man a match to somebody who doesn't play 90 minutes.
Okay. Okay, Eugene.
Man of the match. At this moment in time, right? For consistency and actually playing 90 minutes, right? I wouldn't mind giving it to Decky, right? He's showed a lot of
I thought about that as well,
yeah, a lot of strength, right? And he's showing that we can actually have two creative midfielders that actually can gel together and interchange positions, right? So I'll give it to Decky at the moment. So let's see how long may it last.
Yeah.
I thought Mickey van der Ven had a great game, to be honest. I know he burst through for that opener, but he was steady all the way through,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, did he actually get man of the match? So I can't remember who got it. No.
Well, it depends what stream you're watching, doesn't it?
Yeah, true.
I think Sky gave it to Kulusevski.
All right.
Yeah, but fuck Sky. Sky really, just when I thought, right, Sky couldn't piss me off any longer. They showed the Wickham game midweek, right, where we won.
Yeah.
We've got this really great player up front, Daniel Udo. But according to Sky, his name's Dominic Udo. When they did the lineup.
Sorry. Oh dear.
Anyway, sorry. That's a little. I hate him. I hate him so much.
Yeah.
Well, did you see on Match of the Day? Was it on Match of the Day where they pointed out that when Van der Ven crossed it in at the byline and Johnson tapped it in, he was already smiling before he tapped it in.
Yeah, they were all talking about that. Yeah.
No.
And it's nice that straight away, Brennan was pointing at Van der Ven, giving him the credit for it, which is great.
Yeah.
But he's done that before, and he'll do it again. It's a massive extra tool to have. Oh God, I've done it again.
Yeah.
Is it stiff?
I think you got all these written down somewhere, haven't you?
Is this welcome?
I want to have a
everybody,
look at your wall in the background. I'm sure there's like A3 pieces of paper with double entendres.
Let's crowbar in another one, shall we? Yeah. Okay.
Welcome everybody watching to Carry On Spurs today.
Is that John, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Johnny.
Addison gave Decky 10 out of 10. I tend to agree. Yeah.
Yep.
So do I. I'm giving it to Kulu. John sent me a message last week saying, "Bloody hell, you're so anti-Swedish. It's unbelievable. How can you not put Kulusevski in? He's been our best player over the last few weeks." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, but I just don't think that he'll drop Johnson, and I think he'll play Werner on the left." So thanks for that, John. But yeah, no, I'm definitely I'm impressed with him. I've been impressed with him. I've been impressed with Maddison over the last few games. Two players that I have had a lot of bad things to say about, and I'm happy they're playing well.
Yeah,
it's also with the Johnson hate. I don't think I've ever really joined in on that to the extent that I have with Kulusevski and Maddison. But it's nice to see that the players who are having a bit of a tough time, and I don't think they were playing particularly well, are actually stepping up. And I think you can give a lot of praise to Mike for that. So
And the thing is that all this you're gonna call hate, right? Because to tell the truth, right, it's a very strong word, right?
Did I say hate? I'm not sure that I did.
No, that's right. I'm not saying you. I'm saying that in the social media and all that things that's been going against him. I have my banter. I call him Brenda. But now I'm saying I'm calling it back, right? But I think there are a lot more worse things that have been said about him on social, online, Instagram, and all that. So maybe that's why it's effective. But the best part is that he stepped up. Yes, he's put that all aside and he's doing what he needs to do. And apart from the winner, right? That guy needs to step up too, right? So for him, he's still calling him the winner.
The winner, yeah.
Until he does good, right? So to be fair.
Yeah. No, but I mean, he's come from a city where you can walk from one side of the city to the other in probably about 2 hours. Nottingham. I went to university there, and it's not a big city. To come down to London for that price tag, and he's got a lot of a lot of people were expecting a lot from him, and I think a lot of people were questioning his mentality, his mental fortitude, but I think he's kind of shutting them up now, which is brilliant to see, because some other people might not have been able to take that, and then he carries on playing like he is. And yeah, I think he should pull Werner aside, not pull him off. Pull Werner aside and say, look, this is what I'm doing. You could do that as well. I saw a video earlier of Timo Werner in his younger years playing for, was it Dortmund he started at?
Not sure.
Putting one-on-ones, putting it through the goalie's legs, chipping it over the goalie. As cheeky as you like, and I don't understand what is happening.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's not as if he's inexperienced, is it? I mean, he's got probably more experience than a lot of our guys already, so there is no excuse for it. It's just a case of I think he's just misfiring at the minute, and hopefully he'll get plugged into the same socket as all the other lads that are massively improving, and start putting them away. I don't know how many chances Angie's going to give him before he gets swapped out, Wow. But Bergvall, I think, is a bit quicker. But again, unproven as a goal scorer as yet, and he could slot in there. And of course, Sonny's coming back soon. So I don't think Sonny's going to be available today, is he?
No, he's not.
No.
He's still out. I think he'll be back after the international break. That's why I'm saying now, this is the best opportunity now, right? If Werner keeps not performing, then it opens the door for one of the youth to come in, right? That's why I'm just waiting for Mikey Moore to take over the left wing and dominate it.
Well, I was going to say Spence. Spence might do a good job there, I think.
But Spence is going to cover Udogie.
Yeah, Udogie's a doubt as well, I think. He's 50-50 whether he's playing.
He's already in. I think Udogie is a doubt, right? So you're going to have Spence and Werner on the left. I guess that will be a frightening combination going forward, right?
No, I haven't gone for that in my prediction for this week. I'm not sure that he'll. I know that Udogie's out, but I don't think he'll play Werner today. I have a feeling that he'll put Johnson on the left and Kula on the right.
Yeah.
No, he won't. Yeah. No, he won't. Yes, I don't think he'll break up that midfield combination if
you reckon
Bentancur is still there, because I think Ange has found a formula for our midfield, right? This is his recipe for our midfield at the moment, right? Bentancur, Madison, Decky, they will be stuck there. So he has to play the wings, right? I think to be a bit brazen, right? If Werner ain't playing, right, I'll see Mikey Moore playing.
Yeah.
Or if Werner comes on in the first half, right, and he goes on another one-on-one and he misses, then he'll be substituted.
Yeah.
On the second half.
It's a great thing now to have options, isn't it? All those years in the wilderness of not even having squad depth, and now look at us. We just talk about swapping players out left, right, and centre, and it's going back to the beginning of last season when we had that great run to the beginning of the season. And I think I said on the pod back then, like, can you imagine being literally any team facing us right now, and before kickoff, you're stood as an opposition player looking at the Spurs team as a defender or defensive midfielder, you look out on the pitch ahead of you, and you think any one of these fuckers could come at me. I just don't know which one is going to. They're just so unpredictable. Like could be Van der Ven right from the back. You know, I could blink and then Werner's behind me. Son's just going to drift all over the place, and Kulu's going to come in. You just be shitting yourself as an opposition player. I think
Simon,
we're back to that.
Remember last season when we had all those injuries, right? And we had to play Ben Davies against Saka. Or Emerson Royale against who else? You know, but at least now we're showing some. You know, like I said, our squad depth with the youth, we look like we are moving forward. Simple as that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll move on to the. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. Ferencvaros. Dos
I just call it the Hungarian team.
We'll just call him Dave. Yeah. So, Ferencvaros 1, Spurs 2. The lineup was Vicario, Porro, Romero, Gray, Davis, Saar, Basuma, Bergvall, Werner, Lancashire, and Moore. I'd also like to give a shout out to Dante Casanova, who I think has one of the best names in modern football.
Yeah.
And also Ajay and Dorrington for making their, well, I'm not sure if it's Dorrington's debut on the bench, but it's definitely Ajay and Casanova. So that was nice to see. I thought it was a decent performance. I was a bit worried because they have a very tight, compact stadium, and the noise over there is pretty impressive. I remember a few years ago that Millwall went over there and played. I don't know why that popped into my head. I think it was because there was a shitload of trouble. Surprise, surprise. But they're regulars. They're obviously, I think they're the best team in Hungary, so they're regulars in Europe, and they're no mugs. And our team, I was surprised that Porro played. I thought he might have rested him.
Me too, yeah.
He has done for a lot of the European games. But Romero was there and Davis. So we had experience, but we also had the youngsters. And I think it's nice to see, because I remember back in the days of Harry Enfield, Harry Redknapp, it was all reserves and youngsters. And then Conte and Mourinho would play the first team. But now he's mixing it up a bit.
Yeah. And he's keeping on for a decent amount of time as well. And like the other game as well, it's not like he's bringing on the youngsters with 87 minutes gone, is it? He's bringing them on a lot earlier, which is again different to most other managers, which is really good.
For me, is that this game, right? When I first saw the lineup, I was a bit surprised. Right, we made a lot of changes, 7 changes overall, but I was very happy that Mikey Moore was on. He was given a chance, right? Lancashire, there's one name that I didn't expect to be there, honestly. But maybe because of our depth at the moment, and maybe we're playing this Hungarian team that I can't pronounce properly, right?
Dave.
Dave, yes, Dave. We were playing Dave. Change it, put it to Dave. No, Ferencvaros, whatever. Ferencvaros. But what I did is, because I did a watch along for it, because whenever I do watch alongs, I really focus, because sometimes the commentary, right? The first 10-20 minutes, we were a bit shaky. I think it's because of the 7 changes, the new players coming in with all the youngsters. We weren't cohesive. The understanding wasn't there. That's why we need these type of games, right, for the youngsters to come in to understand. And it wasn't even that. It was the weird part is that we were shaky for that first 20 minutes. And when that disallowed goal went in and was disallowed, right, I think that was like a kick up their butt. Right.
Yeah.
And somehow or another,
that was not offside, man. That was not offside.
I really
Didn't look it.
I missed it.
I already explained to you, Simon, in the back room earlier, remember?
Yeah, it's a different country, though. Different country.
Yeah, it all matters, right? But when that goal went in and we took the initiative and we scored that 1 goal, right? And to tell the truth, they had chances too. It's not they didn't. They had their chances, but they didn't take it. That maybe, I don't want to say, nowadays, there's this debate whenever we win, whether it's the quality of the opposition and all that. But I will still say we have to face who we face, and if we beat them, right? And they weren't the quality that we are supposed to be. up there with the top leagues and all that at the moment, but we are playing the Europa League. It is what it is. My weird feeling was like this. We were 1-0 all the way throughout. And then, if I'm not mistaken, in the 60th minute, right, but Ange made his changes. And we looked disjointed again when the new players came in, for a while, until I think we scored that second goal that calmed us all down, right? And for me, is that my expectations wasn't actually a lot on Mikey Moore, but I was happy he was there. He did brilliantly. He showed us that he can be a baller, right? Mm-hmm. But my expectations was actually on Bergwall to pull the strings, right? To actually run that midfield. And I was saying it on my streams in the watch along. Bergwall is not running the midfield. You know who was running the midfield? Porro. I saw in that way. Porro was running the midfield.
Don't get him started, Eugene. Don't get him started.
I know. No, but Porro's running midfield. And when I think it was when we didn't play much on the left in that game. It was until when Werner was taken off, then we started to play on the left. It was all very one-sided, So I don't know. Maybe even the players feel that they're not confident giving Wiener the ball and all that. But at this moment in time, I'm happy. We won. And there was a weird period, right, when I was doing the watch along, right? When the flares went off, right? We couldn't see a thing.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
I
thought he was going to stop the game.
And he did. I think he stopped the game for about a minute or two for the smoke to disperse. Then they restarted it because I think the linesmen was complaining they can't see the other side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The camera angles, the smoke goes up, right? Everything gets blocked out.
Has anyone mentioned anything about them getting fined or getting banned or closing stands for that? Because apparently there was it happened at the Rangers match against Leon, and I listened to a lot of Scottish radio. Well, I listened to a football show on Scottish radio because these two guys are absolutely hilarious, and they're talking about there's a possibility that they're going to close that stand for the European games, but it always seems to be one rule for the British Isles and another rule for the rest of them. If they're not going to do that in Hungary, why are they going to do that in Scotland?
Yeah.
Who put out the flares in the Leon game?
Rangers fans. Rangers fans were letting off flares. Right. So, which is really clever because they've just moved back into Ibrox after work ran over in the summer, and now they're talking about closing half of it. So.
Idiots.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And they lost 4-1, right?
Yes, yeah. But Celtic lost 7-1, so they're kind of as they do. The Celtic and Rangers fans are comparing against each other who got spanked the worst. And so,
as always.
You know what I noticed about the Ferencváros game, the Dave game. Because you're right, Eugene. Like Porro is there. I think what Porro did in that game is he recognised that obviously, first from the start, these are players that have hardly ever played to each other except on a training pitch, and then bringing on everybody else, it was kind of settling down. He's like the equivalent of a group hug. Porro. He'll see what's going on and he'll bring everybody together, and he'll be like, not literally, but because he does it with his feet, he'll be like, right, we all know what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Let me show you. We're going to be fine. Stop stressing. Don't panic. And he does that with his feet. That's why he's everywhere. He's like, look, 1-2 up here, just outside the penalty area. Look, this is what we can do. This is what we can do. It's this easy. And then on the right back, it's like, don't worry, lads. I've got this. This guy is quick and he's got a good cross, but he ain't going to be quick and he ain't got a good cross because I'm going to nip him in the bud. Who's there for me for the deflected tackle that I put in, and that's why he's great. But the other thing I noticed about Ferencváros, where I thought it'd be an ideal game for Spence, for European.
He's not registered.
He's not registered.
He's not registered in the Europa League team.
No.
Him and Reguilon have not been registered. I don't know why. But
we want to go back to the technicalities on that again, right? Because of the homegrown thing, blah blah blah. Then he chose Forster over Spence. So simple as that.
So this is why we've got two goalkeepers on the bench. Mate.
We've registered 4 goalkeepers.
But I'm not. I have to say, I thought Basuma had an absolute stormer as well.
Yeah,
in the midfield.
absolutely.
He's getting better.
Yeah,
Control the midfield well.
yeah. So that was
Job done.
that was nice. But talk to me about the goals. What did you think? Nice finish from Sarr, proper poacher's finish. I thought he had a good game as well.
Yeah.
The
Good thing about him is he gave the ball away a couple of times, but he's straight back on it and winning it back.
Yeah, he chased it out.
He has not. His form of early last season has really not transpired towards the end of last season and the beginning of this season, has it? So I'm wondering what that is.
Well, he's been injured, of course. I think it's just the classic thing of it's hard when you come back from injury to get, either physically or mentally to achieve the level that you were beforehand or your peak level. I mean, look at Maddison. So I think it's just that, and I think just like Maddison, he'll break through that wall. Well, he has. He's given us longer and longer flashes of what he can do. What his peak Matasar kind of experience that we all know and love.
Language, long legs.
With him and Basuma playing at the same time, any opposition midfield might as well just bugger off home because they've got no chance really. You can have the ball for 1.3 seconds. That's as much as we're going to allow you because these two are going to get it off you straight away.
But that's also a good thing, I think, about playing Kulusevski in there as well, because he runs and he harries and he never gives up on the ball, does he?
Well, that's the thing. Him and Maddison in the last few games, probably last 5 games, and just had them drop a little bit deeper, then pick up the ball a little bit deeper, which is really helped Maddison first of all, and just after that, it's really helped Kulusevski come through as well.
Yep. Yes. So, anyone else have anything to say about the Dave game? Kev, you're quite quiet today.
I see Brendan's using his life now. That's good to see.
Yep.
I'll leave that one hanging there. Got it?
Is that another double entendre, Kev?
Yeah. Brendan using his life. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, I was talking about you're going to leave it hanging.
All right. Yeah. It was always hanging, mate. Yeah.
As long as it doesn't touch the water in the bog, you'll be all right.
Oh, afraid so. Think of a tennis ball in a pair of tights, or one leg of a pair of tights, I think.
Oh,
no, I like the game. At the end, it was like panic stations. I don't think we were totally in control near the end. I think it was just sloppy. But there you go. We got away with that one.
Yep.
No, the thing is that when we brought in the first teamers in, right, we moved out all the rest of the guys, right, and then we became shaky again. So I think what we have to do now is that we will have to take a lot of. Furthermore, I have already said this, right. I think Ange took a gamble in the lineup in the beginning, right, and he had to take that gamble because there are so many games coming thick and fast now, right. So he had, right. So if he doesn't take that gamble, the other fringe players won't have a chance. And at the moment now, the gamble is paying off. So all of us can just sit down and just sit back and enjoy, right? But once the time comes that these players gel and get more understanding among each other, then it will become less of a gamble. Then for us, it will be more. As fans, we'll see it as more confident. And we can't take away the fact that the Dave goal, right, was a very good goal.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Eugene, you mentioned earlier that about when we were talking about the Man United game, that even when we were 3-0 up and getting towards the end of the game, you were still thinking we could mess this all up. How many games do you reckon it would take you to change that? Do you reckon? Because
You know how many games, Simon? You ask me how many years, right? Because a lot of PTSD has been into me. So every game, right? Unless we're 5-0 up, then I'll sit down there. I'll be confident we're going to win.
So if we win, obviously taking into account the Man United game, if we win today 2-0, we win the next game 2-0, and then a 3-0, and then a 4-1. Surely by that point you must be thinking, right, we're 2-0 up at half time. We've got this. No?
This is Tottenham, mate.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in my life that has disappointed me as much as my football team.
Yeah.
And so I can never expect that. I'm sorry. That's just, I used to be very optimistic like you, Simon. And then Mourinho and Conte came. And
But
now,
that's what I mean. Like
I'm
with
completely
Andrew, I think we've got the manager to change that mentality of it.
yeah.
But it takes time, right, Simon? It'll take time until they prove to me, right? If they go out there and put in a shift that gives me the confidence that, okay, it's not even to say that we're going to lose, right? And the things that not make silly mistakes. That's the first thing. We have to cut out the silly mistakes in our overall play, right? Not give the ball away, not be weak in defense, right? Be strong in,
Yeah, but
in
every team has that now and again. You know, every team has one where the opposition will get chances, whether it's, you know, mistakes in the central midfield that creates a chance, lets them in, that kind of thing. Can't cut that out completely. No team can.
No, I understand. Yeah, the part I understand. But the thing is that you're asking me, when will I feel confident that, you know, if we are 2-0 up, okay, what gave me confidence was, okay, okay, which game was it? The Brentford game. That game gave me confidence. We were 1-0 down in like less than 30 seconds, right? And then we smacked one back when we got in 7 minutes, right? And then we were 2-1 up at halftime, right? And by that time, even though we were playing Conte ball, right? Edge tweaked, we absorbed pressure, right? Don't forget, Madison goal came from a counter attack. But at that period of time, right? I didn't feel Brentford was. I didn't have that fear there. That much of it.
There you go.
Well, that's the thing. I think with teams like Man United back in the 90s or whatever, you know, they could go 3-0 down to Tottenham and still walk into the dressing room and say, lads, it's Tottenham. Sorry?
That's because they cheated back then. Ferguson, they did. Fergie time. Almost every single time, Fergie time.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That happened.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with you, and that's why they were so confident.
Yeah. Unearned confidence. It's like me when I'm chatting up women.
Anyway, lovely to see you, Mrs. Rylander, and
It's been nice knowing you.
Nice knowing you. Yeah.
Okay, guys, who we go for man of the match? Parents, Dave Barros. Simon, who do you think?
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw him control the midfield. That's all I can say.
Man is a machine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
No.
Parra was good. Romero was good. I don't know. So we're all bloody good, but then down in parts, all of them, like, you know, I think Maddison came on and turned the game around, to be honest with you, but I think he really did. Took control. Oh, I'm going to go Porro, and just to be awkward. It hurts me to say it. Yeah.
Get in the bed with the rest of us, Kev. Nice one.
Yeah.
You saucy man. I'm going to go Mikey Moore because 90 minutes as a 17-year-old, I thought he put in a really good shift. And you can see, as who was it who was saying it earlier, that the players were not looking to pass to Werner the other day. Was that you, Simon?
Me.
That was Eugene. Players were openly looking to find him. They have confidence in the kid. I mean, 17 years old, Gordon Bennett. I was sitting on a park bench smoking cheap cigarettes and drinking cider at that age.
Yep.
You know, can you imagine playing in front of that many
bottles of
players?
K. Remember
sorry?
them bottles of K? Remember
Oh
those
yes,
bottles?
yeah. No, they were too small. We used to drink woodpecker. God, that was disgusting.
Oh, the big,
Yes, the litre bottles. Yeah.
Oh.
That or Mad Dog 2020. Jesus Christ! Yeah,
oh,
Do those brands still exist?
yes, yeah. I'm not sure Woodpecker does, but Mad Dog 2020 still does. Yeah.
No.
K's gone, I think. But...
Has it? Oh, okay. Yeah, that was kind of up market K.
What a cool bottle that was.
It was.
Any of you kids now watching, you won't know what we're talking about, but go look up K cider, just a letter K. Black bottle, red K on it. It looks sweet, man.
And it tasted like absolute garbage. But anyway, it did the job.
I didn't drink it for the taste of it. What weirdo drinks K for the taste of it?
Yeah, and Johnny's reminding you something, right? Don't forget your.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
We had some. Myself and John had some friends who we used to call the Cinzano gang because every party they went to, they would go straight. Don't ask me why, to the toilet and drink a bottle of Cinzano between.
Why the toilet?
I don't know. I have no clue. But,
so many rooms to go to. Why the toilet?
Lovely chaps, really nice chaps. But yeah, they were known as the Cinzano gang. But yeah, big up Cinzano.
Does that still exist?
It does, yes. My mother, God bless her soul, she used to like a Cinzano. Was it? Oh no, that was a Rosso. So yeah. It's I drank a bottle of the Rosso stuff when I was, I think, 18, and I vomited for probably about 2 hours. So yeah, I can't even smell the stuff these days. It's disgusting. Absolutely bloody awful. But,
those were the good old days, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anywho.
And those were the days we used to win things, right?
Well, this was more like the 90s. So, yeah, I think
the 90s.
It was a couple of years after we won the FA Cup that I had my Rosso incident. But yes, we did used to. I was definitely drinking cider on a park bench when I was 15. So, in 91, yeah. But I seem to remember spending most of 1991 grounded because I did something that wasn't very clever. But when we won funnily enough, when we won the FA Cup, my dad said, "Okay, you can go out tonight." Okay then. What's next? So,
Bournemouth.
Brighton and Hove Albion
Yeah.
versus Spurs. My predicted lineup. What do you think, guys? Vicario, Porro, Romero, VDV, Spence, Bissouma, Bentancur, Maddison, Kulu, Solanke, and Johnson. So after having chatted to you, I think I'd probably put Kulu back into the midfield, but I'm not sure who's going to drop out.
Bissouma.
You reckon? Yeah.
Bissouma will drop out. I think he'll stick to the same 11 that played Manchester United.
John, please send us some photos. Please.
Yes.
Because
I didn't. I had a middle parting and it was very curly. But
anybody watching this now is going to find that very hard to believe.
My hairdresser used to tell me I had lovely thick hair, and look at it fucking now.
Right, that's what 30 years of supporting Spurs, right? Look at Kev and me.
Yeah. 60 years, mate. 60 years, Eugene.
I have to say that I was I cut all of my hair off when I was 18. I've had this haircut ever since. So I was 16 the first time, then I let it grow back once. And then when I was 18, it was just like my hair is very curly, and this part curls like that, and this part goes like that. So it was difficult to handle, let's just say. So I thought, you know what, I'll get myself some clippers, and I haven't paid for a haircut since I was 18.
Uh-huh.
We never grew back.
No,
Follow
I just
us, everybody,
cut
for
it
more
myself
life hacks.
this morning. Takes me 5 minutes.
I think,
What do we think?
just a note on this, whilst I remember, I think Udogie is still 50-50. I think if Udogie's fit, he plays. He's in there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'll
So do you
still
think
put
you'll play Spence, or do you think you'll put Gray in, or Davis?
Well, Archie Gray had a
No,
very good game. It's something we didn't chat about just then for that Dave game, but he had a very, very good game from start to finish, and looked tasty. I would probably put him in Benton Core's place, just to see what he can do. Because obviously they're two different players, really, the way they play. But Benton Core goes from one extreme to the other, doesn't he? He's either anonymous or he does this incredible kind of like, Musa Dembele type performance. And it's either one extreme or the other. Whereas Archie Gray, you've got your consistency there. So he's shown, all the flashes of being there, and he's a bit quicker and he can run for further, if you know what I mean. So if it depends, because I think with Brighton, looking into it, I think they'll be wanting a draw today against us, to be honest, because they've drawn the last 2 games and they've drawn more games at home than any other Premier League team for the last 2 seasons now. So,
oh, really? Okay.
I think they'll be looking to draw. But I think we need, again, to avoid going back to the horseshoe thing, I think we need somebody like Archie Gray instead of Bentancur there, just to kind of stretch their back lines, open up those holes, that they that for fuck's sake.
Yep, with a stiff one.
And to make him a decent runner, because that's what we're going to need. But again, good shout with Spence, because he could do the same on the left, couldn't he?
Yeah. But I think
Guys,
it's interesting. I think it's interesting that I thought we bought Archie Gray as a midfielder, and yet he's played in every single position in defence.
Guys, I've been saying this for the past 2 days, right? We have to take that mindset, right? Archie Gray is a midfielder this season. Archie Gray this season has been brought in, right, to play in defense. That's all. Midfield, we have too many players. All I can say. And secondly, right, in the Premier League games, I see Ange, he has a style. He doesn't use Bergwall or Gray. You know what I'm saying? He will stick back to all the seasoned players, right? But Spence is the question mark there if Udogie doesn't play. Right? Spence might come in for that position. Bissouma won't be in there because he will still stick with the Benny, Madison, and Decky combination. The only thing is who is going to play on the left is either Wiener or Moore. Like, I tell you the truth, right? If Moore plays from the start, right, I'm going to give man of the match to Moore in this Brighton game for the future. Right, that's how I'm going to see it. But we all know Moore won't get his start because Ange doesn't play the youngsters in the Premier League, right, as a start. He might bring them in later in the game, right? And this game, right, I can tell you, right, Brighton ain't going to low block us, right? It's going to be high line versus high line. And let's see who scores the more goals, who's more clinical, and who will defend better. With us, we are lucky that we have a defender like VDV who can come back and cover. A defender like Romero who will be strong in the center, and like now we've got Benny playing as that holding midfielder, and he's doing his passes quick. We are seeing our midfield transition very much faster than previously. Whenever they get the ball, they're like lost, looking left, looking right. What am I supposed to do? But now at least we know that it's a 1-2 pass, 1-2 pass. It moves forward quickly, and like I said, this game. There's another thing that we have to look into, right? Are we going to play more on the left or on the right? Because, like a lot of games I've seen when Wiener is playing, right? We hardly ever play on the left for him. Because, I don't know, maybe the confidence of the other players not feeling that into it. But like what Simon is saying, in that Manchester United game, I too think that he didn't do too bad. But when he had those chances to put the ball behind into the net, right? And he doesn't take it, that puts more pressure on him.
Exactly.
You get
And
me?
on the team.
And that's why I keep calling him a winner.
That's what it will come down to, I think, at the end again, because most people are predicting a draw and everything, and I think that's what Brighton will probably aim for. But I think it will come down to those very similar teams where they play. But when you look at it, it gives us the advantage because our last game, Premier League game, we played that way, won 3-0 against Man United. Brighton played that way and lost 4-2 against Chelsea. So, and that's what it comes down to, isn't it? That quality, that level of quality. And I think we're just above them, and I think we should get it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sending my prediction in now 2-1 to us. I think
they've got massive amount of injuries.
Yeah,
as well.
Their main
but they've got
defender
him
is
coming back today, so I think Lewis Dunk's playing. I think so. It's the main danger guy. I think to look out.
Van Heck, who's been their best player, he's out.
Is that
Milner's coming back,
right?
well.
Solly March.
They've got
Yao
Pedro is out too.
Yes, João Pedro, Matt O'Reilly, the guy they bought from Celtic, Danish guy, very, very Danish name, Matt O'Reilly.
Yeah, O'Reilly.
Yeah,
And he
really?
plays for the Danish national team. Mother's Irish, father's Irish, mother's Danish. And he chose to play for the
Come on,
Danish.
Matty Cash plays for Poland, right? So
Badly, yeah. So they've got their predicted lineup for Brighton: Verbruggen, Veltman, Dunk, Igor, Estepinian, Minty, Baleba, Hinshelwood, Mitoma, Rutter, and Welbeck.
Welbeck is the one. Scary.
I thought
Mitoma
Hinshelwood
and
was a
Welbeck
right
are
back.
good.
They've got him as playing as a central midfielder. But Mitoma, has he had a good season? I haven't really heard an awful lot about it.
Mitoma plays on the left. That means he'll be coming up against Porro and who else then? Porro and Johnson.
Porro and Romero, probably. Well, we can. I mean, it doesn't matter. We just need Porro. You don't need to name a second Spurs player, do you, already? Because it'll just take him out.
Yeah, I won't disagree with you.
All you need is Porro.
You didn't look very impressed with that.
I think you lot are on drugs today. I don't know what I've been off for a couple of weeks and this has all gone tits up.
All you need is Pedro. Porro's all you need.
And Kev has been taking the most painkillers, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think he's the one that's on drugs. We're all being normal.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Love is the best drug.
We're not monetized yet, right?
Yeah. Oh, then again, MDMA is pretty good as well, Simon. But you know,
I wouldn't know, Jens. I wouldn't know.
No, okay, that's good. Me neither. I've heard. Yeah,
You've heard
What?
Okay, so Simon, what did you say? 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Okay, Eugene.
I'm going for Spurs win. 4-2.
4-2. Okay.
Yeah.
If
I'll stick in the middle, 3-1.
3-1.
3-1 Spurs, sorry.
And yeah, myself. To be honest, I'm gonna break a habit that I've had this season of predicting us not to win. I think we're going to win 3-1.
I said that.
I know, but I'm just copying you, Kev, because
You're the boss. You're the boss. All right, I don't care. Yeah, I don't mind.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I was going to say blow me sideways, but I don't think. Well, maybe that's been the whole theme of today, hasn't it? Really. Carry on.
No, you know, tell the truth, right, guys. It's good, you know. Whenever we win, right, you can have this happy vibe, you know. And if we lose, and then it goes, you know.
Yeah.
But this is good. This is good, right? It doesn't matter how much hit you get, which back door you get into, right? Whether it's sideways, backways, frontways,
or not, you know.
Well, I just realised with my prediction, because the rules I have around my predictions are like if we're away from home, in the Premier League, then I always assume that the home side is going to score because they're at home and they're in the Premier League. So, which I've done again. But then I did that. I did a 3-1 prediction for Man United, and look what happened there. So,
cool.
Well, 1-1. So
But guys, don't forget, right? I mean, it's after 6 games, right? But our away form hasn't been that good, number one. And last season, right, they smacked us 4-2.
Yeah.
They were up 4-0 in like what, 60 minutes?
at their place, yeah.
Yeah, at their place, yeah. So that's why we are all very positive now, right? I'm predicting 4-2, us beating Brighton away, not at home, guys.
Yeah.
We've had some issues with Brighton over the last few years. Who was it we were talking about the other day, Kev? Connolly.
Oh, yeah, Aaron Connolly, yeah.
Aaron Connolly.
Tore us to pieces, didn't he, at White Hart Lane 1 year? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I heard the other day that he was playing in
Galway, yeah.
Galway.
Yeah,
but now I did see that he's got a move to I believe it's England.
All right.
Let me have a look at that.
I think he's too good to play.
Welbeck loves a goal against us as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's true.
My fear for Brighton is the Mitoma Welbeck connection. That's all, right?
No, my fear is like I said earlier with the draw. I just don't want them to see them because they've been ramping up their possession stats each game. I think they were like 65% of the last game, and Lewis Dunk is the key to that. He has more passes, more completed passes, I think, than joint highest completed passes so far this season in the Premier League. And I think they'll just try and keep possession all the time. So it's how we deal with that. I mean, we can let them because again, I think the quality we've got is better than them by a few degrees. So we can let them have possession. It's just a case of like, let's just hope that doesn't turn into a 0-0, which I know historically it won't do when you look at the, score lines. But I just hope that that's not the case. And maybe we're seeing a good hat full of goals at least.
Yeah. So Connolly's moved to Sunderland.
Really? That's a good move for him. Yeah.
It said that he was a free agent. So I'm not sure if he was just because he went from Brighton to Hull.
Yeah.
And then obviously he was I don't really know what happened there, but I remember him tearing us a new backside. He only scored 8 goals for Brighton, and didn't he score a hat-trick that day?
I think he was, and he was the new best ever thing coming, wasn't he? Yeah, so they said. Yeah. But,
that's top tip was well for you guys and anybody watching as well. Have a look at the Leeds versus Sunderland game this past week, the 2-2 draw. Sunderland equalised in the last minute. The Sunderland's second goal, it's up there with that goal, was it against Liverpool with the beach ball and the keeper hit the beach ball and it went for the keeper? It's in the same league. Have a look at it. I'd still to this day no one knows what happened, and it's worth a watch anyway. That's the top tip for you. Between now and kickoff, look up that.
Okay.
I'll try.
They're still having beach balls on the pitch, right?
Yeah, but there's nothing there. That's the thing. It's a ghost of that beach ball from 10 years ago.
Okay. Right. Revenge of the beach ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to talk about the youngsters. When was the result? I think we played the Gooners yesterday, under 23 or under 21 or whatever. 2-0 down within 35 minutes. And you have to understand that they've lost Lancashire, Moore, Sunset Bell. I think Dorrington's been out injured, although I think he was playing yesterday. They've lost a whole lot of players, and it's a lot of under 18s who've come into the team. And we beat them 5-2.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit special, even though we are 21st in the Premier League 2 and they're 6th.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice to win that because I don't think we hadn't. The last game was Dagenham and Redbridge, which again was a great comeback. We were 4-2 down and we drew 5-5 and won on penalties. But before that, the 4 games before that, we lost 3-0, 2-0, 4-1 and 2-1.
Yeah.
So, but it does look like hopefully these under 18s are going to be getting even more experience. I've heard great things about Tyrese Hall and Leo Black as well, 2 forward players.
Is there anywhere good to find the highlights for that 5-2 win?
Yeah, that's a good question. Mate, do you have Spurs play?
Yeah, is it on there? Because I find it difficult to navigate through Spurs play. It's a bit.
I don't have it anymore. I stopped paying for it, but I think they will show highlights. You just have to go into the academy bit and then, yeah, as you say, navigate through it. But I think it's looking really exciting, to be honest.
Although I'm always cynical when it comes to the youngsters, especially those teams, because traditionally for every team, not just Spurs, they're just breeding grounds for everybody, vultures from other teams to come and nick them and take them away. It's kind of really frustrating for me. That's why I don't really. It is on there on highlights.
Guys, honestly, right? To tell the truth,
under 21s, isn't it?
Yes, under 21s. This is edge ball, right? This is the edge ball. This is the positive side of edge ball, right? We attack, we score. So we're going to be comfortable in conceding. So yeah, for the youngsters.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think it's nice that the legendary training ground, you know, the amazing training ground is actually coming to fruition now, where we seem to be getting a lot of highly rated players in. There's another couple of players in the under 18s, Elias Lahane, and I can't remember, Barnett Williams, I think his name is. They're saying that Barnett Williams is even better than Mikey Moore.
Yeah.
That he's a generational talent. So that's definitely one to watch out for. And it also seems that with this manager, the youth are actually seeing a path into the first team, so they don't want to leave.
Great.
I heard the other day. There's this Danish guy who used to play for Arsenal, who Obi, I think his name is, and he once scored 10 goals in an under 17 match. So he's pretty good, but he couldn't see his path into the Arsenal first team, so he signed for Man United. Do you think that Man United give youth players any more chance than the Gooners?
I don't know. Who's convinced him of that? Has he got a really crap agent or something?
I think I think it's obviously money. But
signing on fee for the parents.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure where he's originally from. He's an African chap, so
the good thing about our youngsters, again using Mikey Moore as the example, one of the pitfalls obviously of coming through the system, if the first team managers got that kind of setup and got that mindset of bringing them through, the pitfalls obviously are from a physical point of view and inexperience, physicality, that kind of thing. But you look at Mikey Moore and he's really kind of been pointed towards building himself up, and he looks like he's going to be a unit. He looks like, well, like Madison said about him last week, he's a man now, and he's only came in at 16, first team at 17, and he looks big and strong. It doesn't look like he's going to get shoved off the ball, which is what happens to a lot of youngsters. They get the confidence knocked by lumbering louts like Harry Maguire crashing into them and stuff like that. After they've come on in the 86th minute, and that's their only touch of the ball, and then they just fade into obscurity. And so it's good. I hope that's part of it with the club, is that they've said to Mikey Moore, look, you've probably got what it takes, but if you don't build yourself up physically, then followed his specific bespoke training regime, then you're not going to make it. And he's done that, and he looks a bit of a unit, and he looks like he's now a threat. And that should be encouraging as well for all the other youngsters coming through.
Yeah, Lankshire's a lump, isn't he, as well? He's 6'2.5", I think, and he's quite stocky.
I'm not that keen on Lancashire, to be honest. I've been watching him a couple of years now in the under 18s, under 21s, and that. Every time I've seen him, I'm like, well, I don't know, it's a bit average.
He's scored a hell of a lot of goals. I was surprised that we let Sunset Bell go, but I think again it was a case of, he's 21 now. He was at Chelsea before, wasn't he? Yeah. He's had a decent season, and he wants to go and play first team football. Which is
where did he go? He went to some strange place, didn't he? I can't remember.
Spain, I believe.
Spain, was it? Yeah,
somewhere in Spain, I think. Butchers. But yeah, he can't. Unfortunately, all of them can't work out, can they? So
well, most of them don't. So
plays for Segunda Division team Cordoba. So let's see if it's got his.
Good luck.
And he says that he's played once this season, hasn't scored yet.
Do we have an option to buy back?
Sorry?
Do we have an option to buy back?
This is Levy, so I'd say yes.
Yeah.
We've still got an option to buy back Hollow, haven't we?
After him the other night, I'm not too sure. He does talk bollocks a lot.
Oh, dear.
Okay then, chaps. Right. Any other business that you wish to talk about?
Yeah, so Spurs women having a great time lately. Last weekend, Premier League game, they WSL game, got a good draw away from home, and Beth England came up trumps again, and then had a good cup win.
Yep,
in the
Charlton, wasn't it?
Yep, and then today 2:15 kickoff at home playing. Was it Liverpool? Is it?
Let me have a look. Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah. And that's on the BBC too, I think, if anyone was watching in the UK.
Really? Okay.
So looking forward to that. It's that it's kind of weird. There's a lot of similarities in the way the games. I think we also played. We played at the same time and that kind of stuff. Same teams and everything, and having a very similar kind of results. So it's good. Like the women's and the men's team kind of pushing against each other. It's like who's having a better performance. And the new signings are working out, which is the main thing I was worried about. Like I said a few weeks back, with losing Bizet to Man United. Let's hope when we play Man United, we thrash them 3-0 and she gets injured. No, but seriously, she could have had a good thing. We're the most improving team in the WSL season after season, and we narrowly lost out on a trophy in the final and came in decent position in the league, and that was from the season before almost being bloody relegated. So we made the Spurs women go marching on.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe they'll win something before the men's.
Probably, yeah. Kev,
Kev, go ahead first.
Any other business? No, I was just going to say we've got a couple of weeks off now with this international business, so hopefully the players that ain't on international duty will get a nice rest.
Yeah,
the likes of Madison and whatever, they still train obviously, but even Sonny, he's not playing either, is he, for the Koreans?
No, he's been
left out.
What is it? Hamstring, isn't it?
I don't know. That's the news coming out. He's got a hamstring niggle or something like that. So they don't want to risk him. Yeah, so that's how it's going.
Okay.
Yeah. It stops having to make all those flights backwards and forwards.
Yeah. It says on here muscle injury. Usually it will say hamstring, but it says Odeberg's got a hamstring. But it says Son and Richarlison both have a muscle injury. So
Which muscle is being injured? This question.
Well, as long as it's not the one that gets stiff, we'll be all right.
Oh. We are nothing if not consistent, aren't we?
Yeah. But guys, okay, I'm doing a watch along, right? It starts at 4:15 your time, 11:15 my time, on Spurs Vision TV. The watch along. If any of you guys free to hop on. I'll throw the link in the group chat later. All right.
All right.
I might well be because the wife's got to Belgium. So if I've finished with all the cooking and the cleaning and the ironing, then
Belgium's about 10 minutes down the road, isn't it?
It's 2 hours where she's going.
Is it? Oh, really?
It's a loafer, so it's the Flemish part. It's not the French
all right.
part.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So so I'm not sure what time they'll be back, but apparently I was snoring quite loudly last night, so she didn't sleep very well, so she wasn't in a great mood this morning. But it's, yeah, as usual,
right.
my fault. But everybody's watching. Please like and subscribe to Spurs Vision TV
and RickyVillaTV, yeah,
and also RickyVillaTV. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. John, thanks for telling everybody I used to have hair like Fellaini. Now, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have hundreds of messages on my Facebook from female fans saying, "Why don't you grow your hair back?"
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, you know, if you got it, flaunt it. So, yeah. Anything else to plug? Yeah, thanks. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
And
Come on,
leave
you
out.